I brought home a new kitten from the animal shelter. My husband wasn't pleased. "Hi, honey," I said, holding up the tiny tabby kitten. "Meet Cheez-It." My husband, Tom, shooed away one of our other cats as he pulled off his work boots. "Jesus, Claire," he whined. "Another one." "You should have seen him at the shelter," I explained. He was saying, "Take me home." "Million." With an exasperated sig. Tom grabbed a beer from the refrigerator. "Whatever," he said. "Just come. Get me when supper's ready." Tom retreated to the bedroom, the only place he could be alone. I gently stroked Cheez-It's chin, his new brothers and sisters curiously sniffing at my legs. I'd hoped this time would be different. You could say I come from a long line of crazy cat ladies. Cirque. There was Tootsie and Muffin and Mr. Beans, with baby Cheez-It being the newest addition to our little family. I'd hoped they'd make Tom happy one day, like they did for me. But that day seemed a long way off. We ate in silence, Tom's scowl growing grimmer with each hungry meow that rang out from beneath the table. "What's the matter?" I asked. "Nothing," he grunted, angrily spearing a chunk of salmon with his fork. He was a bad liar. "I'm sorry I didn't tell you," I began, but he looked like he needed a fan. "They aren't family, spat forcefully, his eyes glued to his plate, "and you know it." For a moment, I was too taken aback to speak. Tom had always wanted to be a father. But when he'd recently brought up the idea of children, I was forced to let him down. "I told you," I said, my voice trembling. "I can't have kids." Am I not good enough?" he asked, rising to his feet. "Is anyone?" "It's complicated," I replied weakly. "Who needs a baby?" he shouted, seething as cheesy. T playfully sniffed his shoe. "When you have these things." Tom violently kicked out as he turned for the door, the others hissing in fright as Cheez-It careened into a wall. I cradled him, sobbing as he howled with the pain of a shattered leg. When I returned from the emergency vet a few hours later, I'd made up my mind. Tom staggered and drunk at about 1 a.m., collapsing onto the sofa as if nothing had happened. "Hello, Tom," I whispered from behind, seductively. "What do you want, Claire?" He groaned. "Is it about the fucking cat?" "No," I cooed. "I want to show you something." He turned to look at me, and he screamed. I overpowered him, my claws pricking his throat in rivulets of BL. He sputtered incomprehensibly on the floor as my children and gathered around to lap up the ichor. "Bite him," snarled Mr. Beans. "Tear him," yowled Tootsie and Muffin. "Break his bones," squeaked Cheez-It. "Bandage him." In his carrier. Tom could only stare, slack-jawed, as my mouth began elongating into a feline muzzle. "What's the matter, honey?" I hissed, my yellow eyes burning into his. "Cat got your tongue?"